1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hafenstaff Incorporated. You got a good signal?
Good.
All right, cool. Oh, so hold on. Don't do anything yet. You're fucking up the equipment. Okay.
Okay. I guess the kind of obvious first question is, how did you get into doing drag?
God, how do I get into doing drag? That's a good question. It's an often asked question. By a fluke, like a lot of people did. I did it on Halloween. I think the first person I dressed up as was Madonna, and went out to a club and had a good time. And it just kind of, I think if you're going to do drag, it's in you from the beginning. I was always kind of a theatrical kid, rummaging through my mom and my grandma's closets and, playing dress up and stuff. So, it's either in you or it's not in you. So I think, I guess I started a really long time ago. I guess the step when I set foot out of my mom, I started doing drag.
And how did you create your personas, like doing Cher impersonations?
Doing Cher has been pretty much like a 20-year ongoing project for me. Originally, doing Cher was a way for me to get into the drag show that I wanted to be a part of. You had to do a character illusion to get into the show, so that's how I started doing it. And my drag mother, Hunter, put me in drag the first time as Cher, and it all kind of just went from there. But it's been, like I said, a 20-year roller coaster. It's hard to keep up with Cher. She moves really fast, and she wears lots of expensive costumes, and you have to, if you want to be a timely impersonator, you have to keep up with the looks, and it's been a lot of fun, Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been doing this for a long time, but I saw an interview with you about RuPaul's Drag Race, and you said that you had learned a lot through doing the show. What are the big things you feel like you took away from doing that?
Well, Drag Race was, like you said, many, many things. It was for me like a personal test of like, what can I do? What can I accomplish? I'm 40 plus years old. Can you go in there with, 12, relatively nubile drag queens, and can you tread water? And that was the big insecurity for me just before I went in, is can I do this? But going through it, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn what you're capable of. You learn your extremes and thresholds for pain because you're up on the runway for hours in heels and during the critiques, and you just learn a lot about people and I personally took a lot away from Drag Race with my relationship with Sharon, and kind of getting through the show with Sharon as kind of like my buddy, and that was a wonderful friendship formed in an unlikely place, so there was a lot of things to be taken away from Drag Race. I think most of all is just to really have pride in who you are and what you do, because you can achieve your dreams if you really want to.
Yeah. And how did you, I mean, I know there's a lot of drama is probably pretty road. How did you deal with that?
The drama? Oh, we flew above the drama. At least we tried to. I really only tried to give input when it was needed, and when I had something to say, I said it, and that was that. You know what I mean? I've been in the business a really long time, and I had my dramatic days, but it's easier just to coexist with people and get through whatever situation it is that you're in with people, whether it be RuPaul's Drag Race or your day-to-day job or going here to school. Just get through it and coexist, and there's plenty of time to be a bitch. Who wants to go on RuPaul's Drag Race to be a bitch? Oh, wait, there's a whole bunch of them. Never mind.
How do you feel like drag fits into the gay community?
Well, I think that it's kind of, I think within the gay community, drag is really our staple form of entertainment, and it's a source of inspiration and art. And the people that do drag, it's not just about impersonating Cher. This is just one shade of gray. There's so many different styles, and it's evolving now. I mean, as we speak, like I've seen drag change so much from the time when I started, when it was you were kind of like a celebrity impersonator, and now it's anything goes. You're your own creation, you're your own persona, you're your own celebrity. So, and those have been, great things for me to adapt to. But within the gay community, I think that drag queens should be respected. I think that they offer a lot of commentary on life and in the way they live their lives. unapologetically, and I think that they can set an example, those queens who are out working within the community, and it's a conscious choice to either set an example or be a train wreck. You know what I mean? So hopefully there's a lot more girls out there choosing, to be a role model and, show the community that we deserve respect, and that we offer something really great to the LGBT community.
Yeah, and speaking of kind of an art form, like I know you do a lot of your own makeup and
Yeah.
hair, and how much time generally does it take you to get already?
I just remade this Cher outfit because my old one was like 15 years old and it was falling apart. So I just remade this. This took me like a week, and I mean, I sat like for hours just putting rhinestones on this. It all depends on what you're doing. A project like this took me like a week, but doing my makeup takes about an hour and a half, and busting out wigs, it could take, anywhere from 2 hours to 6 hours, just depending on how complicated it is. A lot of time and effort goes into drag, and a lot of people don't realize how much, because all they see is the end result. They see us tootle out on stage, in a cute little outfit, looking great, but they don't realize all the hours that went into prepping that, and that's what I like. Sometimes when I'm on the microphone, I like to remind them of that, that, we just didn't just like, snap our fingers and we just walked out here like this. So, and that's another thing where people, they need to realize that, what we do is an art form, and it's becoming more and more so evident, through shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, really giving us a showcase to show what we do and every aspect of it, showing us sitting doing our makeup, showing them styling their hair and making costumes, and then the end result on the runway. A lot of people are pretty impressed by that, and they should be.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weird question, but how much of your life do you think is like spent in drag? Like, is it just for shows, or?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's my job, it's my career. But like I said, there's so many shades of gray. There's the transsexual community that's living 7/24. As a woman, it's like a uniform to me. I put it on when I go and I take it off when I leave. But like I said, everybody is different. And for me, it's just when I'm at work. I love being a boy.
Yeah, about that too. Like, I know you've decided to keep a male stage name, and you had a female name before.
Right.
What made you decide to?
Well, I did that. I changed it back to a boy name because when I worked in Vegas, they required us to be introduced at the end of the show by a male name, and so I just kept it. But I've always kind of thought that it just lends a little bit more legitimacy to what I do. If you say, oh, well, Bridget Love is coming here to do Cher, well, who the fuck is Bridget Love? I want people to know who I am, and I want them to know what I do, and I want to take credit for my work. I'm Chad, and I'm very much the same in and out of drag. I'm a little bit louder, a little bit more, amped up when I'm in drag, but like, I don't put on a voice like this, and you know what I mean? It's me, and it's take it or leave it, like it or don't, at this point. It's like, I'm gonna give you Cher out the back door no matter what, so you'll probably like that if you don't like everything else. You know what I mean?
And I know you're from California.
Yeah.
So what's it like coming to the South and coming to Jacksonville?
I love Jacksonville. The view from my room of the riverfront is so gorgeous. I love traveling. It's been a really crazy year, actually year and a half, just getting around all over the country. It's been wonderful to get around and meet all the different entertainers in all the different cities, and it's nice to see that each city it's a different family, but it's the same family. It's like this series of little dragvilles everywhere I go, and and it's nice to see their support systems and where they come from and who they are and their stories, and I love that. And I've met so many people this year. I can't really remember all their names, but it's been very, very rewarding, to be able to get out there and be in a position to do that. And I love the South. There's something to be said for Southern hospitality, for sure. I've been treated very, very well, and I appreciate that, when I'm down south.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for you.
Cool.
Unless there's anything else you want to add.
No, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm, excited to entertain our up-and-comers, and I'm really proud that there's a organization like this here on campus in Jacksonville. I know that you guys are, your civil, gay and lesbian civil rights here are, way behind the times. And I'm aware of the struggles that gay and lesbians go through in Jacksonville and throughout the South, and having an on-campus organization like this that is doing such major things and incorporating the mainstream and the straight student body, inviting them to come down, see who we are, what we're about. I think it's amazing for me. It's like, I'm not at the end of my journey, but I'm on, and I'm going to be 42 actually on March 20th. Happy birthday to me! But it's so heartening for me to see little babies fighting for themselves and for who they are, and being so open and so willing to say, this is who I am. Love it or leave it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to change for you or anybody else, and you are going to give me my equal rights, and you are going to allow me to be married because I'm just exactly the same as you. Cut me open and I bleed red. So I love it, and I'm so glad to be here and be a part of it, and I'm very proud of the students.
Great. Thanks so much.
Sure, absolutely.
For talking to us.